Hey there, Chef D Malfi here, and welcome back to Plant-Based Made Easy. I'm excited to be in the studio today for another Testimony Tuesday. And if you've been with us before, you know that today's a day where I bring somebody onto the show with me to get the conversation flowing and get it going. I want to hear from you, okay? This is an open invitation. I want to hear from you on any Tuesday of the month. I want to hear your testimony about going plant-based. But today we have a very special guest in store for us. We have my stepdad, Steve, and he's going to be joining us and talking about his really inspiring plant-based journey. I have to tell you that this man is one of the best, most loving, most caring men I've ever known. And I am so grateful that he is my stepfather. And he's going to be exploring why he went plant-based and how it's actually changed his life, because I can tell that this has been a huge transformation for him. So without further ado, please help me welcome my stepdad, Stevie. Hi, Stevie.
Hey, hello, everybody.
Good to
Everybody
have you
in
on the
Plant-Based Made
show.
Easy World. Thanks. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me, Chef. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I appreciate it very much.
I know you
Awesome.
wanted to come on and share your story because just a few weeks ago, we had your wife, my mom, Roberta, on, and it was really wonderful. And it's at the start of our family conversation. You know, some of us in our family went plant-based, you being one of the most excitable people that has gone on this journey with me. And so I wanted to hear from you. I wanted to get down and dirty into the nitty-gritty about what has really changed in your life, Stevie. So we're going to let people ask you questions. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I'm going to cook as we talk. And today I'm going to be making a wonderful recipe straight out of our newest cookbook, Plant-Based Made Easy, issue number 10, you guys, hot off the press. Just released this yesterday. And today I'm going to be making the second recipe in this cookbook, the lemon pepper tofu bowls. They're so irresistibly delicious, so nutrient rich, very, very filling, because it's definitely got a lot of protein, a lot of fiber, and a lot of iron from the broccoli that we're going to use. So we're going to get into it, you guys. And if you have any questions along the way, please type them into the comment box, because I can see who's here. And Stevie and I would love to engage with you. And if you want this recipe, check out in the comment box, I put the link to the cookbook right there. All right, so far we have Tamara on the line. Hey, Tamara Torlingson, one of my besties from high school, and Roberta, my mom, your love. All right, let's get into it, Stevie. I love you. I'm so glad that you're here. Stevie, I
I
want to
love
get us
you.
kicked off with a question for
Yes.
you. This is a big juicy question, all right? So let us know, why did you finally choose to go plant-based? Tell us the very beginning of your story.
Well, the very beginning of my story is back in last year when we were in shelter-in-place lockdown and looking for something new and exciting in life besides sitting around watching TV or whatnot. And obviously, Chef D was going strong into plant-based. So I just felt like, gosh, you know what? This is going to be a great journey. So let's put both feet in the fire and let's go. So that's when it all began. I'm 13, celebrating my 1 year, 1 month journey into plant-based, and never looked. I tell you, I'm in all in 100%, and I've never really felt at any point in time in these last 13 months that there's any way I would go back, uh, uh, do anything other than being plant-based. I don't miss the meat, any part of that. So we jumped in, Roberta and myself, and we went full hog into being plant-based. Not hog, I mean, I did full vegetable,
No pun
full
intended.
broccoli, and
That's
whoops.
a good one. I love it,
Cut.
Stevie. No cuts here. We're live. I love it, Brad. That's awesome.
But so my part in it was, I was the sous chef, I was the dish guy, I was the grocery store man, and that's what I did. You know, Roberta was full blast into every cookbook you could buy on the internet, and so in Amazon. So we got knee deep into it, and so I just, she started cooking these great meals, fantastic meals. You know, through your guidance as well, and your cookbooks, and we just jumped into it and started going like crazy. And I'll tell you what, it's been a fantastic voyage. I'll tell you, we've I feel so healthy. I feel so well. I feel all the things that I should be feeling I'm 71 years old, and I'll tell you, I've never felt this good. So I feel very healthy. I feel very grateful. I feel um, full most of the time because all I'm doing is eating all the veggies and all the good stuff. And I don't
Yep.
gain a pound. Actually, I lost during the journey 17 pounds. So, and I can eat, we don't count calories in veganism. So I just eat like crazy, and I don't gain a pound. So I'm down like 15 pounds since we began. So, um, so yeah, it's been fun. I get to do a recipe once a week, so, but I can eat any, I mean, there's so many, the recipes are so diverse, I mean, if you want lasagna, you want, meatballs, you want tacos, Brussels sprout tacos, all the good stuff, that growing up as a kid we had, but after you're done eating it, you don't like go over to the couch and lay down and go to sleep, because all the meat and all the stuff that's in it and cheeses and, but you can have those same flavors. You can have that same diversity of foods, and it all be plant-based. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been great. I mean, it's been great. I'm hooked.
I love your passion for plant-based, Stevie. It's really inspiring for me, and I'm already super passionate, but goodness, like you pair me with my 4 parents that have gone vegan with me, and I swear I like levitate, like your guys' passion is what's really carrying me. So if any of you in the plant-based community want to know where I get it, it's these 4. And hopefully I'm gonna have my dad and stepmom on in the near future as well. But Stevie, thank you for sharing that bit about the beginning of your journey. I want to just put on the screen some love for you. You're getting love from Tamara. Steve looks so healthy. Yeah, he does. All right, we're also getting some love down here. This is from Joey Silvera. Was going to say, Steve looks great, man. Everyone's just giving you love, and love.
Thank you, guys.
You deserve it. All right, I'm going to come back to the kitchen here. I'm going to cook some food while we chat, okay, Stevie? So let me actually just do a split screen here. And I'll keep you in it. I'll keep you in the mix. Here we go. Stevie's going to be there along with my overhead. I'm going to make the lemon pepper tofu bowls. Now, you guys, let's get started with the broccoli. Broccoli is really important. Stevie made a funny joke. No, all about the hog, but he actually meant to say broccoli. And then he did say it. Today, we're going to use this wonderful superfood. Broccoli is a cruciferous vegetable, you guys. And so what I want you to know about cruciferous vegetables is that when they grow in a cross. Now, I think that's pretty holy. I think that's pretty special. And I think that's nature's way of indicating to us that this, my friends, is a very important superfood. We want to get cruciferous vegetables in all the different types at least once or twice a week if we can. These are things like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. These are things like kale. These are all cruciferous vegetables, all right? So I'm going to take the broccoli off of the stem, and I'm just going to create little florets by picking them into bite-sized pieces and then throw them right into a work bowl, all right? Now, you're going to probably throw this away until I tell you you don't want to. You actually want to use the stalk. Now, the only part you want to throw away is the end, which is going to give you a really kind of like woody, kind of stringy flavor and texture. You can put this in your compost bin. But the rest of it, about 3-4 inches, I can keep this. And I'm going to use the stalk just like I would cook the rest of the broccoli florets, okay? So just slice it into bits, throw it right into your work bowl. Now to this, I'm going to add just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. You could use avocado oil. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you my 2 different types. But if you're whole food plant-based, how about just a little bit of water? Cold filtered water would be just fine. I'm not whole food plant-based, but if you are, that's great. And you can adapt these recipes to meet your own specific dietary needs. And while I'm on the subject, let me just say that, you guys, this community is not just for vegans or plant-based people. It's for people that are in any way wanting to make plants more of a priority on their plate, okay? I'm just going to use a little lemon juice as well. So I'm going to grab a little lemon cheek, which I have, and I'm just going to squeeze this right into my broccoli. Now, I say that to say all are welcome here, and I really mean it, all right? This is not a animal protein or animal product bashing community. It is a loving community, and we all support each other. And so we have people in our community. We are almost 5,000 people strong from all over the world, you guys, that are eating animal products as well as plant products, but making plants the focus of their diet. And we also have hardcore vegans. We also have whole food plant-based people that are super hardcore vegans that don't eat any salt, oil, or sugar. So you find your own way. We also have pescatarians. We have vegetarians, people that eat, vegetarians that eat eggs and dairy. So really all are welcome here, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. We just all want to eat more fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, and create a more whole food diet for ourselves, no matter what else we supplement with. All right. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. So I'm going to actually do one more step before we put this in the oven. I'm going to actually prep our tofu now too, so this can go ahead and cook while Stevie is going to answer the next few questions. So I'm going to use some sprouted tofu, 8 ounces. This is what I use, organic sprouted tofu from Trader Joe's. It's really great. I'm going to drain this and then pat it in a paper towel. And then now what I'm going to do is actually just take it and I'm going to slice it into bite-sized chunks. You can actually just slice it like this and then slice it the other direction. And I like these long kind of pieces of tofu. I think it makes it really nice, and it's easy to grab on our fork or our chopsticks, whatever. All right, now I need to make my lemon pepper seasoning. This is really important. Now, I don't use seasonings that have preservatives or monosodium glutamate, which is a really dangerous preservative for our gut microbiome, okay? I really try to just eat whole foods as well as flavor agents. So I'm gonna make my own lemon pepper seasoning. And the way to do that is I'm gonna take a lemon here and a rasp or a microplane, and I'm just gonna grab about 2 tablespoons of zest. And this is a really kind of cool way to make lemon pepper seasoning that's really fresh. I don't really like it from the can too, or the bottle or the jar, the spice blend lemon pepper seasoning that we're all used to from, the dried spice section, because it kind of tastes artificial to me. It has natural lemon flavoring, but it still has that kind of like, machine made, not fresh flavor. So I like making my own version. So I have some delicious lemon zest here. I'm going to add this right to my tofu. I'm also now going to add a ton of black pepper, all right? So get into it. This is the time for you to grind some freshly ground black pepper as much as you possibly can, grind before your hand gets cramped. I say it's about a full teaspoon. Excuse me, a half a teaspoon for the 8 ounces, a full half a teaspoon. And it's going to be really delicious and very flavorful and very peppery. Of course, you can use a little less if you want. You could use red pepper or white pepper too, that's fine. And then a little bit of sea salt. And I love this sea salt because it's very flavorful. That's 1/8 of a teaspoon. So I've added 3 of those, and then just give this a mix. Now's the perfect time to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Get it going, get it nice and hot. Oh, this smells so good already. And that's it. Now, I love this sprouted organic tofu because it's firm, but it's not overly firm. Some of the firm tofus are kind of too firm for my taste, but I like it because it absorbs the flavor really well because it still has that suppleness, and it has a lot more micro and macronutrients intact because it's been sprouted. So that is the wonderful thing about the sprouted ingredients. So to the same baking sheet here, I have it lined with a baking mat. If you want the link to my baking mats cut your own size, it's on my Amazon storefront. I'll put a link to my storefront at the end of the show on the comment box so you can see it there. And then just like get it all in a single layer and then get it into the oven. 400 degrees, it's gonna cook for about 20 minutes. Pretty good so far. We're on our way. All right, Stevie, I'm coming back to you. I want to hear from you. I want to know, what is one of the things that you've noticed, or a couple of the things, what are some of the benefits that you've noticed since going plant-based? So health benefits. And I like this question because I think that you can also think about it a little bit more globally too. Have you noticed beyond physical benefits, any emotional or spiritual benefits that you can speak to? Please.
Well, from a health standpoint, one of the biggest pluses or positives on my side was I have a lot of family history of heart attack, or heart disease, stroke, growing up as a child. So, obviously that was for me. I wanted to make a lifestyle change that would help me um, become more healthy, have less risks. And
Yeah.
so I really wanted to monitor my cholesterol levels, my LDL levels, especially the bad cholesterol. So my cholesterol usually runs between 190 and 195, and I just had my blood drawn maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, and my LDL cholesterol dropped down to 157. I haven't seen that dramatic of a change uh, in 50 years. I mean, or 40 years, ever since I started drawing my cholesterol levels. So I know that is from plant-based. That's
Yeah.
from being plant-based. So for me, that was like, wow, this is an amazing testimonial. I notice I sleep really, really well. I mean, I don't wake up in the middle of the night, and that's really good. I mean, you got to get a good night's sleep to heal the body, so that's a positive.
For sure.
My stamina is really great. I don't run or do any of that kind of stuff anymore. I play golf, 3 days a week, and go for walks, on the beach and things like that. But I still, my heart rate, I mean, on my blood pressure, everything is super fine. So from just the benefits from a health standpoint, in a little over 13 months has been amazing for me, because like I say, I'm 71 years old, so I want to make sure that I take care of myself so
Yeah.
that my goal was to be a great grandfather. So that's where I'm at. Maybe a great great grandfather. I don't know. We'll see. But it was
You
more family, towards I want to live this part of my life. I want to be
yeah.
happy and excited, and I want to feel good, and I don't want to be sitting on the couch watching TV all day. So that was my goal. Uh, and this plant-based thing has made that goal a reality. So it's kind of like a dream come true.
I love that so much, Stevie. You've often talked about, I feel like, that you will live to be 100, or they call it a centurion. Is that right? A centurion. Yeah,
Right.
you've said that, and I feel like I've never really heard you say that when I was little, but like ever since you have made this transition and really, you're loving being vegan, that's when I've heard you feel like it's believable for you now. Like, like I feel like, has your belief in yourself and your health um changed for yourself?
I used once you enter this vegan world, I think you start educating yourself. You start reading. You read about the centurions. Why do they? I mean, everybody wants to know, how do you live to be 100 years old?
Right.
And then there seems to be a common denominator. One of them is what they eat, what they consume. They go for walks. They don't they seem to be able to meditate. They seem to be able to control their negative thoughts, and you see that. So you think to yourself, well, gosh, if I can do those things or emulate that, in my lifestyle, then I don't see why it's not possible, So that was kind of motivational to study the Centurions and to see, what their lifestyles are, and kind of mimic that. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I could I could feel like I could push 100.
For sure. I can see that for you. And you just made a really good point, which is the people that live to 100, the centurions, really focus on just not just diet as being a huge part of their life, but their entire lifestyle. And one of those is being more mindful or having mindfulness. And for you, I've seen you take on meditation in this process over this last year. And I wonder if that would have been something that you would have done had you not gone plant-based. Like, what do you think?
I don't. That's a good question. I never really thought about it, but I'm sure my mellowness is exaggerated, not exaggerated, but it's more prevalent,
Mhm.
um, because I don't have a lot of the animal chemicals and things that I normally would have had. The pork, the pork, the chicken, the steak, the hamburger, all that's gone. And somehow I feel, and having studied that as well, I feel that there's a lot of hormones, a lot of chemicals, a lot of things in meat that I really feel like affect your physiology, and
Yeah.
not having that, I think, I just think that that creates a more mellow person, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying I'm 100% mellow, but things don't really bother me as much anymore. I just kind of let it go and figure, yeah, if it's not worth, a lot of times becoming negative over something that means nothing. So, but I don't know. I don't really feel like I've ever been at that point in my life until, I started plant-based, but I think it has something to do with it. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. I do too. And for me, I'll say that I have also kind of adapted a healthier lifestyle in total since transitioning. And I definitely thought it was just going to kind of be the kitchen or be the food that I ate and my diet. I didn't think that I didn't know that the rest of my life could change, the way that I shop, the way that I'm a consumer and the way that I buy, the way that I spend my energy and my time, and the way that I have relationships with people. Like it's all really started to drastically change. And I read yesterday actually that plant-based people that are not just even fully plant-based, but people that commit to plants as the priority on their plate. I'm keeping that as the emphasis here because this is really a welcome conversation for all people. But people that make plants a priority on their plates tend to watch less TV and drink less alcohol and smoke less. And I thought that was a really interesting statistic. And it was like a huge kind of research study that was done. I forgot how many people, but that's what they found, like 10 out of 10 times. So interesting that like, it's like we think food is benign. We think that it's like doesn't have an impact on a great impact on the other aspects of our lives, but it really does. So I think we're living examples of that, especially right in our family. Like we can see we've all kind of changed, and all you know that mom has made her transition, and she's made her transition. Mom has started to eat more plant foods and is now vegan, and my dad and Rosie as well. And like we all feel different, right? Like we're all operating on a different wavelength. It's really unique and it's universal.
I agree.
I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we share our recipes with our kids and our grandkids, and believe me, they're not vegans or plant-based in any way, shape, or form. But now they're, some of them have transitioned into 2 days a week. Okay, well, they're not full-time like crazies like us, but they're open to it, and
they love it.
And we've had some great meals, and they're going, wow, I could do this.
They love it. Yeah.
So it's good.
It's really good. Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm going to come back to our recipe. I'm going to make one final thing. I want to make the sauce, okay? So you need a sauce, and I know Stevie's all about the sauces. He's a sauce guy.
Man.
He wants it really saucy, right? And so let's make him a delicious sauce to go with this lemon pepper tofu bowl. Stevie, you're going to like this recipe a lot. So first things first. Now, the way that it's written in the cookbook, you guys, is that it includes hummus, but I didn't have any, and I didn't have the ingredients to make it, so my substitute is going to be plant-based yogurt. All right, so I have some pre-made plant-based yogurt. This is homemade. I shared how to do this on yesterday's show, so check that out if you're curious. I'm going to add a little bit to this bowl here. To this, I'm going to add a little squeeze of lemon, because we want to really emphasize or accentuate that lemon flavor throughout, all right? It's what's going to make this irresistible and so delicious. Then I want a little bit of mustard. Now, I'm going to use whole grain mustard because I really like that texture. I like the mustard seeds, so I'm going to grab a little bit of this mustard, and that's really it. Now, I'm not giving the quantities because you can grab that inside of the cookbook, you guys, and I hope that you do. And really, it's super easy. All of these recipes are like super simple to follow. And what the goal is just to get you cooking more, making food and cooking easy, healthy, and delicious. and hopefully fun along the way, because naturally that's what's going to happen. So I'm just kind of like mixing out all of any of the lumps. Let me add just a touch of water, like a couple teaspoons. And this is just going to thin it down. And if this is not flavorful enough for you, if you want to accentuate that lemon flavor without adding any more lemon, just add a little bit of your favorite salt or salt substitute if you're whole food plant-based. And that's it. So I'm going to give this a taste. Oh, it's really good. I like it. It's really mild. I'm going to add a little sea salt here. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper as well. I'm going to try it one more time. It's so great. It's really good. All right, we have a question here. I'm going to just add this to the screen. Is it worth it getting a tofu press from Carl? Hey, Carl. Good to see you, friend. Here's my thoughts on a tofu press. You can absolutely get one. I know a few people here have answered you. Roberta says that she has one, but it takes too much of the water out. So it's a preference thing. And then someone else answered by saying, Anushka, thank you so much. You don't need one. You can just use something heavy or a tea towel, but she certainly does love her tofu press. Here's what I want to say about it is if you really want to make plant-based foods a priority in your kitchen, in your home, for your loved ones, investing in tools and tools and equipment that are really going to make your meals varied and delicious, do it. Whatever it's going to take for you to get inspired in the kitchen. So if it means getting a fancy tofu press, you do you. But if really all you need is just a tea towel and you feel like that's sufficient, that's great. For me, I don't really need it because I have enough of the tools in my kitchen to sort of makeshift. And so I don't need something specific. I don't have one, but I certainly do press tofu if and when I want that like really kind of dry, kneady, crumbly texture out of the tofu. All right. So it really depends on my use. All right, you guys. Well, let me check on the broccoli and tofu. It's getting there. It's not quite done, but I actually pre-made some so that we could actually plate and show you this final dish. All right. So let me plate this up. Let me grab my bowl. I'm going to go large bowl and a charger here. All right, so to this, on the bottom of the plate, you want to add a little bit of rice. Now, this is basmati rice with just a little bit of carrot and parsley added. Add just a little bit to your plate or your bowl. I'm going to do half. And then here is my lemon pepper tofu. Like this is pre-made and delicious. I did this ahead so that I could really just show you how delicious it does look. So I'm going to first plate up the broccoli. And then I want to top it with the tofu pieces. Oopsie. And then you can top it with your sauce. Great. I have my sauce here. Give this a quick mix. And then what I like to do is kind of just drizzle it on. If this was Stevie's plate, he'd just like all of the sauce would be just on his plate, just for sure. Right, Stevie? I know you. I know your ways.
I'd have a backup also.
And had a little side bowl of sauce. Exactly right. Oh man, this looks so good. All right, so I want to show you in the overhead cam. Here are lemon pepper tofu bowls, you guys. How does that look, Stevie?
My mouth is watering.
You would love this. All right, I want to give this a little taste because I have to. Quality control, you know. All right, before I do, I want to give this food a little gratitude. Thank you, food. Thank you for all of this great conversation, Stevie. Cheers. It's really good. Excuse me, I don't mean to speak with my mouth open. It's so good. I can taste the lemon. I can really taste the pepper too. There's like a big pepper pow on that tofu. It's really yummy, you guys. If you like that lemon pepper flavor, try this recipe. And Stevie, we have just a few more minutes. So I want to end with one final question. What's your favorite part about being plant-based? Do you have something that you just love about this lifestyle?
It makes me I just feel positive about being plant-based. I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a big, really important part of my life right now. And I feel good about that. I feel very positive, very blessed. I feel I'm very thankful to you, Daniela, for, you know, opening that spirit up to me and our family. And just, I'm just happy that I'm where I'm at right now, and excited to move on into the future to be a Centurion.
Yes, I love that, Stevie. Thanks for your PMA, your positive mental attitude. It's all
There you
about
go.
that. You're
There
doing
you
such a
go.
great job with it. Thank you so much for the conversation,
No,
Stevie.
thank you.
I really appreciate you opening up and sharing with us and our community. It's really valuable because I know that someone is going to hear your story today and it's going to land with them in a way that I could never speak it. So thank you for allowing it to come out and be expressed through you. I love you so much.
I love you too.
All right, I'm going to end this show, you guys. I want to say thank you, and I want to say I love you guys. Thank you for being a part of this community and creating this community. If it weren't for you, we would have no Plant-Based Made Easy. So thank you for your support, and please continue to support this show. By doing that, you can actually purchase a cookbook one of two ways. You can actually just purchase a one-off cookbook, any of the cookbooks. I recommend the newest, Plant-Based Made Easy, issue number 10. You can purchase just one individually, or you can become a cookbook member and get a new cookbook delivered to your inbox every single month. And I'm really excited that this is an option just for a limited time right now. I'm not going to do this forever, but for right now, for the next couple of months, this is still the offer. And I just want you guys to have this resource because I created these for you. If you are looking to make plants a priority in your life, please pick up this resource. Please watch this show. Please get in touch with me. I'm on Instagram at Chef D Malfi, and I am here for you. I am your sister in service of your health. So please be in touch and let me know how I can continue to support you. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night or evening or morning. And I hope to see you back in the studio again. Let's give Stevie a warm thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate you, Stevie. And Stevie and I will see you next time. Peace out, everyone. Bye.